we are. So he says, die on this hill that Chris Paul isn't better at the game of basketball than Kyrie Irving.
Whatever.
You can argue, though. All right, so here's my thing. We're going to get to this because I want to show you guys some statistics real quick, and we're going to do some comparisons. Shout out to Basketball Reference for this. Here we go. No.
The Chris Paul disrespect has gotten too out of control.
So we're going to start off with the Chris Paul versus Kyrie Irving comparison, and then I also want to compare to some other all-time great point guards that some people have over Chris Paul. So let's start off. Let me share my screen real quick. So this is Chris Paul. This is what he did throughout his career. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Wrong one.
Yeah, wrong one.
I could remove that one.
Yeah. Move that real quick. Try adding that now. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is Chris Paul's career, as you can see, from 2006 all the way to where he is now. But let's not focus on where he's been for the past 3 seasons because that's clearly out of his prime. Let's focus on where he was from 2006 all the way to 2021, because in my opinion, that's Chris Paul, in my opinion. So when we look at Chris Paul, 2006, he comes into the NBA. He's Rookie of the Year. That means he's the best rookie in the league, and he's averaging 16 points. He's averaging nearly 8 assists. He's shooting 43% from the field, which isn't the greatest, but again, he's a rookie. Shot 84, 85, nearly 85% from the line. 07, not the greatest. All right, sophomore slump. But then we get to 08. This is where it gets interesting. Second in MVP voting, first team All-NBA, second on all defense. Now, Brian, let me show you something. All defensive team in 2008. I want to show you who he was going up against. All defensive team. Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Bruce Bowen, Marcus Camby, Kevin Garnett, Chris Paul, second team All-NBA. Second team All-Defense. Pretty good competition. Yep. And he was second in MVP voting that year. Some people argue he should have been the MVP that year, even over Kobe. But look at the stats. 21 points, 11.5 assists, 2.7 steals. When you see stuff that's bolded, that means that he led the league in it. So he led the league in assists, in steals, 85% from the free throw line, nearly 49% from the field. Got to remember, he's a small guard. He's 6 feet tall. Nearly 37% from 3, which around that time was pretty good.
A lot. Yeah.
Was pretty good. So Chris Paul was very efficient. He led the league in assists, and he was also a scorer. And this is his 3rd season in the league. He was second in MVP voting, and he was one of the best guard defenders in the league. Then we go down the list. Go to 2009, 5th in MVP voting. First team All-Defense, second All-NBA. Let's look at why was he second team All-NBA that year? Let's look at that. Oh,
wait, what year?
This 2009. Why was he only second team? Oh, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant. Oh, who would have known? Of course he was going to be second team. Of course he was going to be second team to Kobe. But he still made second team All-NBA. He was an all-star. My fault. Yeah, no. Yeah, 09. Yeah. So 2010, he was an all-star. 2011, he made 3rd team All-NBA. I think, was he hurt? I guess that was just down here for him. But then he goes to the Clippers. He's 3rd in MVP. 2013, he was 4th in MVP. Made first team All-NBA, back-to-back seasons. First team All-NBA in 2014. Second team All-NBA in 2015.
He made first team all defensive NBA 4 years in a row.
2016, second team All-NBA. First team All-Defense. You got to remember, this is around the time Stephen Curry came to his own. He's one of the best point guards we've ever seen, one of the best shooters we've ever seen. Then 2017, I think he was dealing with some injuries that year, so that's why he didn't really have any awards. This was around the time where injuries started to pile up for him, but he was still a really productive player for the Houston Rockets. And then all of a sudden, he gets shipped out of Houston. He goes to OKC, and he gets MVP votes in OKC when many people thought that he was starting to decline, that he wasn't the same caliber player, and he made second team All-NBA. Keep in mind that he was 34 years old and he's 6 feet tall.
Yep.
He's still an all-star, still second-team All-NBA, getting MVP votes. He goes to the Phoenix Suns, 35 years old. 35. Shoots 93% from the line, plays 70 games, shoots nearly 50% from the field, nearly 40% from three, fifth in MVP voting, all-star, second-team All-NBA. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. And if we compare Chris Paul's accomplishments to Kyrie Irving, it's not close.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. It's not even close. Let's look at Kyrie. Okay, rookie of the year. He was great off the gate. Second year, all he did was make all-star. He was good, but all he was an all-star. Third year, all-star. Fourth year, third team All-NBA, all-star. Fifth year, didn't make the all-star team. He was hurt for a lot of that year. Next year, all-star. Next year, all-star. Next year, all-star. All-NBA second team. Brooklyn wasn't an all-star. He played 20 games that year. And then next year, all-star, third team All-NBA. And then after that, he was just all-star. And then you get the rest. But when you look at those accomplishments, it's not even close. And we also have to put this in context. Chris Paul, for the majority of his career, he was the best player on his teams. He was the person that was leading the team in terms of playmaking, in terms of assisting, and he was also a really good scorer for his team. So he had to be a really good scorer for his team, and he had to be the primary ball handler and assist person. While with Kyrie, he was more of an assist guy. Of a scorer. He was more of a scorer, and a lot of his responsibilities when he was with LeBron was the guy that was initiating the offense, that he was the passer. He was the guy that was putting everybody in place. While Kyrie, all he had to worry about was scoring, and he was the second option. When Kyrie Irving was the first option in Boston, he couldn't get it done. His playoff numbers started to drop. He wasn't getting as much success in the playoffs compared to when he was with LeBron. And we can even go back further to before LeBron, when Kyrie Irving couldn't even make the playoffs. He wasn't making All-NBA teams. He was a fantastic scorer, but he wasn't winning many games. So I don't understand this comparison at all. What is your thoughts on the comparison?
The comparison is that TikTok has corrupted the mind of social media basketball watchers, because there's no way you're comparing an all-time great to just another Hall of Famer, Kyrie Irving, but he's not an all-time great like Chris Paul is. Like, Chris Paul is a top 5 point guard to ever play the game. Top 5. I don't know what Kendrick Perry's talking about. Top 15, top 5 point guards to ever play the game. Kyrie Irving, great bag, great skill, all-time tough shot maker. The dude's gonna be forever remembered as being a bucket and just straight like that. But he's no Chris Paul. He's not. Chris Paul has taken teams and revived orgs. Who was talking about the Clippers before Chris Paul got there? Nobody. And Chris Paul was the needed piece for that Phoenix Suns team to get into the NBA Finals. So I'm not talking about, like, I don't understand, man. Like, people, like, I like Kyrie Irving. His game is nice and flashy, but y'all give him a lot more than what he deserves. Like, a lot more. Like, I'm seeing people saying that they try to put him over Steph. I'm like, all right, we've gone completely too far. Chris Paul has been the best point guard in the league for a number of years. Kyrie has never, ever been the number 1 point guard in the NBA at any point in time of his career. And if you try to say he did, you're a freaking liar. Because he doesn't have a single MVP vote for all of the years he's played. He hasn't made a single first team All-NBA. And why are we putting him in conversations he don't belong in? It's very disrespectful. And y'all, it feels like y'all playing with our intelligence, because we was there to see it. Me and Aaron, we grew up seeing it.
Yeah.
You're not about to rewrite history to fit some narrative that, because Kyrie Irving plays basketball flashy, that he's all of a sudden, he's like the most skilled to ever. What are we talking about? Okay, my question is, I'm gonna push back on that claim that Kyrie is the most skilled basketball player ever. How is Kyrie Irving the most skilled basketball player to ever play if the only thing he is definitively top 3 at is dribbling? Is he anywhere near the best shooter? No. The defense, come on now, let's be for real. Passing the ball to
no.
What besides dribbling, what is he? You can argue that he is definitively the best at. And even for all his dribbling and fancy, his crazy ball handling, the separation he creates, it's not that much. So how is he the most skilled player if the only thing he really can say that he's top 3 in is dribbling?
I would say he's an amazing finisher around the basket. I would say he's one of the best. I wouldn't say he's one of the best finishers. I would say he's one of the most creative finishers.
Yeah, the most creative finisher. Yes, I'll agree with that one. Because there's been years Curry had better numbers at the rim than Kyrie did.
Right.
And he's not nowhere near as flashy. But Curry is underrated as a finisher, in my opinion.
I think Curry is more skilled than Kyrie because he does more things well than Kyrie. Kyrie is a better ISO scorer than Curry.
Don't let the Twitter people hear that. They're going to throw a fit. They're going to start bringing up highlights.
Well, this is just facts. Kyrie is a better dribbler. I would say he's a better ISO scorer. But in terms of what Steph brings to the table as a passer, as a facilitator, off ball, also on the ball, when it comes to shooting, I just think Curry is better overall, just looking at when you checking certain boxes from a passer or facilitator, playmaker, off ball player. I think he just brings more to the table compared. Yeah, I just think he brings more to the table than a Kyrie. That's why Stephen Curry is a better offensive player than Kyrie Irving. That's why he's been a better player, a better offensive player than Kyrie Irving throughout his career, because he can do a lot more things than Kyrie Irving can do. Kyrie Irving is a great isolation player. He's a great dribbler. He is really good around the basket. But after that, he's a decent off-ball player. But compared to Curry, it's like the size of an ocean.
Yeah.
Curry is the best off-ball player ever. The best off-ball player ever.
Yeah, and I hate this notion where we're just removing context of what actually happened in games to fit a narrative. Like, we saw Kyrie Irving go out there when he was on the Celtics, shoot 8 for 23, say he wasn't going to do it again. Then the very next game shot 7 for 23. Like, we have real live evidence. Don't get me started on that Brooklyn series against the Celtics. Oh my goodness, he was terrible.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
we're not rewriting history, man. I'm telling you, boy, that shot in the game 7 of the finals doing a lot of heavy lifting on his legacy. Because if it wasn't for that, what he would have no playoff moments.
So I want to transition to the conversation even more. Yeah, what were you going to say? Yeah.
Tell me if I'm correct or am I wrong. Wasn't there a consensus at one point that John Wall was the best point guard in the East?
I wouldn't say consensus.
It was a debate.
But it was a huge debate. I know that for sure.
Chris Paul ain't never had to be in no debates or arguments with John Wall or someone who was a comparable guard that was in the freaking Western Conference.
So like maybe Darren Williams, but that quickly
that was early in this career.
That quickly was like over with. By
Chris Paul, he lapped him. Once Darren Williams got the Brooklyn, lapped him.
It was it was before that. He lapped him before that. He lapped him before that, and all these people talking about Rondo. No, Rondo
what?
Close. Rondo wasn't even close to Chris Paul around 2010, 2011, 12, 13. He wasn't even close to Chris Paul. Stop it. He was a phenomenal passer, but he was not the scorer. He was not the shooter of Chris Paul. And if you want to say Rondo was close to Chris Paul as a passer, by all means, go right ahead, because Rondo was a hell of a passer. But in terms of a scorer, even as a playmaker overall, I just think Chris Paul was better.
I'll say this. As far as all time, Kyrie's not even above Dame Lillard.
I don't even want to get to that. I don't even want to get to that conversation.
I'll stand on this alone if I have to. I got Dame over Kyrie all time.
Hey, that's fair. That is fair.
Just one so happens to play in Portland, had to go against the freaking Warriors and Rockets and crap. And one was on the LeBron team and, all that other stuff.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. But I want to continue this conversation regarding Chris Paul because